All right, hello everybody. It's Headbangers Haven. It's Josh and Jeremy. We're doing Soft Spine by Spiritbox. So for a while now, I've been a fan of Spiritbox ever since Eternal Blue came out. It's mostly because Holy Roller. I think when I first heard it, it was the version with the dude from Crystal Lake, Rio Kanashita. I think that's how I'm pretty sure that that's how you say his last name. But anyway, that was like it was pretty much a song that kind of blew them up. And now, ever since they came out with I'm trying to think of the EP that they came out with. There was a couple of EPs that they did. They did Rotoscope, the one that has Rotoscope on it, Rotoscope, Hysteria, and Sew Me Up on it, I think. And then they did another one where it has the void and everything. So they did that. Then immediately afterwards, they kind of blew up even more because Megan Thee Stallion did a cover, or they joined on a song called Cobra on Megan Thee Stallion's album, where they did a rock remix, where it's more like a metal remix of it. And I was like fucking floored knowing that a band like Spiritbox, where they're pretty heavy, like Courtney LaPlante is, and she started when she was in I Wrestled a Bear Once. I can't remember the first lead singer's name.
That's the name of the band.
Either
I wrestled a
yes,
bear once.
it's a crazy band. If you're
Okay.
talking about like how we were talking about Pale Dusk and shit, I Wrestled a Bear Once was kind of like MySpace core at the time, where they were kind of like they would put uh, snippets of movies in their songs, and they were just very chaotic.
Okay.
But like the first lead singer either quit or got fired. I don't know exactly the whole thing. But Courtney LaPlante was a fan of the band, and then they asked her to be in the band at one point. So she was on for like another, I think it was like two albums. I could be wrong. And then I think they broke up. I think they broke up, and that's when she started doing Spiritbox with, I I can't remember all the band members. Like I'm horrible with that because like I can't. Courtney's the main one that I know is in the band, but she stands the fuck out. So
Well,
really, huh?
one thing I want to say is that I've purposely, and I said it in the last video, was that I've purposely stayed away from listening to any Spirit Box stuff, knowing Josh was going to want me to react to it. But on TikTok, this chick's all over the place.
Yep.
This girl's all over the place, so it's kind of hard to not hear snippets of stuff.
Yes.
But she's all over social media. Like it's been very
Yep.
hard, but I've stayed away mostly. So I'll say that I
And
know she has
especially,
a I know
yeah.
she has a tendency to have a growl kind of scream type thing.
Oh,
And
she's got a
so
very, and to me, it's a very unique growl. A very unique growl
so
because it,
but that's all I
she
know.
she even talks about it in videos and stuff. Like she's done like one takes and stuff for like doing the songs. Like one of them was "Roll of Nines," which is one of their earlier songs, and then she did "Holy Roller," where it was just her singing the song. And other bands like Will Ramos from Lord of Shore has
Hmm.
done it since, and kind of gives more exposure to the band. But like this, it has to be one of the heaviest songs that I've heard from Spiritbox, but it just goes so hard. So I just hope that you enjoy it because I just love this damn song.
Well, there's only been a couple I haven't, so I mean we'll
Yeah.
see how it goes. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean
you
it's
know.
not on the knock loose scale, but it's still like they got a groove to their music, really. So like with that out of the way, let's just get into the video.
You will deserve each other.
That gave me so like Dune vibes for some reason, even
Well,
though
it
there's a
gave me
bunch of
black
water in
and
it.
white. It gave me black and white Matrix vibes. Is what it gave me.
Yeah,
Like
kind of.
if
Yeah,
Matrix was in black and white, that's what it kind of. But
yeah,
the the musicality of the song was great. Like I jammed to the song. Now, could I have done? She screamed the entire song, but
yeah.
it wasn't. But it
That's
wasn't
why I
like.
say this is the heaviest one that
Yeah,
she
and
did
that's what I was
because
going to ask is if that's what you meant because the
yeah,
song
because she's
itself
straight
wasn't
up.
heavy,
Yeah,
like crazy heavy, but her screaming constantly was. But it wasn't like when we listened to Slaughter to Prevail before and the way he was screaming the entire time, it was a different screaming.
yeah,
Like this one,
yeah,
like she's screaming in a manner, but you understood every word she said.
yeah,
Like Slaughter to Prevail, I don't know if I understood any word he said, and I know, like, because he's
yeah.
just kind of rah, 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 type thing, and you
Yeah, it's
know,
the version of
yeah.
like the version of screams, man. That's the
So,
easiest
so
way to
like
put it.
hers is, and I can see if she's not doing it right, that it could be bothersome to the ears, though, because if it gets too high pitched with her screams that it could bother you. And
Well, yeah.
but in this case it didn't. But the
She knows
freaking
how to so control her
but
fucking
but
screams
yeah,
though.
the
That's
musicality though of this song was badass. Like I
yeah,
really liked
this song
the
is so
the
good
flow
and
the
that's
flow of the song is
the thing for me is that this is the heaviest song because she doesn't sing at all. And that's why
mm,
I'm like and that's why I'm trying to figure out which next song I'm going to have you listen to from them because it's like I love the grooves that this band does. Their
mm,
grooves are just awesome. Because it gives you the grooves and then it gives you the heaviness, but it's not too heavy to the like it's a good band to introduce people to metal,
mm.
really, because that's what I'm saying. This is the heaviest song that I heard because she does not sing at all. And then, like, when it's over. And
Mm.
I
Well, yeah, it
love
was
how
only
it's
three
like
minutes
about,
long. It
yeah,
was
it's
a
about cheating and whatever, and pretty much people that are just fucking cowards, pretty much, in her opinion. Pretty much that's why it sounds fine. And like when she released it, she was just like, "Yeah, you both deserve each other," and then posted the song. And I was like, "Fuck, dude!" And when I first heard it, I was like, "Holy fuck, this goes hard!" Like just so hard. And I can see because there's certain songs that I hear from them that if I hear that, like when I see them do this shit live, I can't see every song moshable. But this one is definitely moshable. I could see everyone freaking out doing this
oh,
song.
this song hits hard. That's what I was saying,
That's what I'm saying.
but it's
This
an
is a
appropriate hit. It's not like heavy.
yeah,
Like I've heard heavier stuff,
yeah, yeah.
but this was like a good. It was like a,
It's that's why
just
I say this is a
the
good
tone.
like media and like an introduction to metal is
And this
Spirit
is
Box.
coming from somebody that's not a musical like guy. Like I didn't learn how to play any instruments growing up. I just like the sound of all of them. Like I'm very attuned to hearing things musically, but I don't know like all the music theory stuff. So
Yeah, like I can't.
you're not
Yeah,
gonna hear
that's
that
one
stuff
thing
out of
we're
me
both like.
ever. You'll hear me say I like the way the song sounds. I can hear everything in the song, but I'm not gonna be able to tell you like that was an A major and then it
Yeah,
moved
like
over to
all
D
that stuff
minor
I
and
don't
all
know
that
either.
stuff. So
If anything, it's like instrumentation. I really love how like okay, the solos that the high pitched squeals that he gets down, where it kind of reminds me of 1056 and Darko, which she also has done songs with Darko too. Darko US, where they were like very high pitched squealies for like a solo. And I just love that in the song. Like certain things I could pick up on, but like specifications for stuff to make it sound like I know what the fuck I'm talking about is what I don't. I'm just like, you know that fucking guitar bit? That's fucking awesome.
yeah, that's what I wanted to specify too. As I'm no like expert in music.
Yeah, and I'm
And
like,
I'll never say that I am. It's one of
oh,
those things that I'm a normal guy reacting to songs I like, and I'm letting you guys know what I think, and then you guys can
yeah,
either like or not like whatever I say. Um,
yeah,
but for the next episode, I think we're going to be talking about what Upside Down by is it It's Oralize, right?
oralize,
But
oralize.
but it looks like Avrilize, but it's
Yeah,
Oralize.
and so some bands lately have been doing like there was another one that I saw called Accused, and there's also a band that I gotta have you listen to at one point is Landmarks, where they do a V instead of like either a U or like an A or whatever. So they switch it up. I think it's mostly that way they don't what's it called? They could stand out like where like there could be another person that's named Oralize, but then they can't do that name. Sometimes they do that. So because at first I thought that Oralize was called Avrilize because
And it's
even the
funny because
people that I found this band out from even called it Avrilize until somebody said something.
and I don't think I've ever heard this band. I think Josh has
Oh,
reviewed one of
this
their
is highly
out.
like
I
this
think
is like highly under the radar, and I hope so much that they get higher up there because this
well,
album and this new song that they dropped, which could be a special edition of their latest Freaks album, I think it was called Freaks, that I reviewed on theheartofgeek.com, where I talked about it has to be one of my favorite albums of the year. I keep going back to it. So,
yeah, I was just gonna say that I have not heard the band. Josh reviewed their album for our website,
yeah,
so
and it was mostly because anybody that's on YouTube, Bogdan HXC, or otherwise known as Bogdan Hardcore, like reviewed the whole album at one point on his thing. I think he started with Lotus and then he went through the whole album. And I listened to it and I was like, holy fuck, because they have saxes, they have all sorts of stuff that I don't want to even like spoil. And I definitely think anybody that's a fan of metal as a genre or even metalcore or whatever should listen to this fucking band. It's a very high disappointing thing. It's kind of like when I talk about Wind Waker, this band should be talked about more than it is. Like right now, like I'm seeing on the channel, it says 63K views for the song that we're going to be doing. So yeah, so like and subscribe, do all that jazz, hit the bell notification, all that stuff. Go to theheartofgeek.com, and yeah, I don't
yeah. And
think
if
that
you
there's
guys have any
anything.
other suggestions for us that you want us to react to, I know I've got a couple. I'm gonna call. I'm not gonna necessarily call them out, but there's a friend of my kids that needs to put a comment down in the box about what he wants us to react to because I know what that answer is, but I will not do it until he puts a comment down there. So
Yeah. So, and also at the same time, I forgot to mention favorite Spiritbox song. And put that down in the comments. That way we could review that on the channel or react to it on the channel. So, like favorite
yes,
Spiritbox song.
yeah. So the next one, like I said, we're going to be doing RLI's Upside Down, and then we're going to follow it up with another baby metal song. So and that will be our suggestion that we've gotten that we'll be talking about in that episode. But for all of us here at the Heart of Geek, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Headbangers Haven, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yep. Peace.